Hi everybody, welcome to today's BaZi for Noob. We are now at topic number 10. We are going to talk about earthly branches punishment. So I'm going to introduce to you the various type of earthly branches punishment. In Chinese, we call them the 地支相刑. So number one, we have this uncivilized punishment. Chinese is known as the 无理之刑. And 无理之刑 is between the rats and the rabbits, the 子 and the 猫. So they actually have a punishment. And if you look at this diagram, the angle and the degree that they are at is actually 90 degrees. So if you know a bit about Western astrology, you can see that this is actually a hard aspect, we call it. Okay, and or there's another name, they call it the square. So 子卯 is actually water producing wood. So it is analogous to a mother giving birth to a child, but the child is disrespectful to the mother. And the meaning here is also people who have this in their BaZi, they have no manners, they are oblivious of protocol. So it's like they are not, they don't really care about, like, for example, greeting people, as basic as that. Okay, and they somehow, in a way, maybe it's due to their pride, their ego, they do not really know how to, in Chinese we call it 做人. 做人 is how to deal with people. Alright, they may not even comply to those standard social norms. Both belong to peach blossom stars. At times, it can give rise to sexual problem, or in a worst case scenario, incestuous relationship. So, example of how it presents itself in the BaZi. Of course, again, they must be side by side and should not be separated by a palace. So they can be between year and the month and the day and the hour. Or they can even, present itself like this. You have a Mao, Zi, and Mao. Okay? Or Zi, Mao, Zi. Like this. So, of course, comparing Zi Mao and Zi Mao Zi, this one, the degree and the seriousness will, of course, be more enhanced. Number two, I would like to talk about self-punishment. Chinese, we call it the 自刑. So, these are the four types of self-punishment. We have 沉沉, 五五, 有有, and 害害. These four sets of self-punishment: the dragon, the horse, the rooster, and the pig. So actually all these earthly branches, this set of earthly branches, four of them, they belong to the same element. And hence when both of them come together, the strength is further enhanced, multiplied. So, what does it lead to? Usually, people that have this self-punishment in their BaZi, usually they have self-created problem, even self-created misery and self-inflicted bodily harm. They could potentially do something that they harm themselves, and knowingly, they know that it is no good, but yet they do it and harm themselves. Alright? It can also lead to emotional internal struggle and often in dilemma. As simple as, for example, you are always not sure what to wear for the day. You'll be stuck there, and then you have to split hair over what to wear, what to eat. Is it Western food? Is it Chinese food? Sometimes you have this little bit of internal struggle. So these are actually not so serious, The more serious one is when you self-inflict bodily harm on yourself. Okay? So the severity also depends on whether the earthly branches are your favorable element or they are the unfavorable element in the BaZi. And of course, that depends on whether your chart belongs to the strong chart, weak chart, follower chart, or the vibrant chart. And having said that, if they are unfavorable in your 八字, then definitely they're going to bring out all the negative aspects of the things. Okay, high present in one's 八字, this one. Okay, when you have two pig side by side in your 八字at any palaces, usually this person can see ghosts or can feel something, you know. They are usually more spiritually inclined, to put it in a nicer way. But I do have students, including my own relative, they have high 字形 in their chart. So they told me that they can actually sometimes see shadows, feel the presence of ghosts and spirits. I actually did a video on that. It's known as what is in your 八字 to be able to see ghosts. I think it was done last year. So if you want, you can go and check it out in my YouTube channel. I'll probably copy and paste a link in the comment box later on. Now, interestingly, do note that there is no wood element self-punishment because we have the earth, we have the fire, metal, water, just that there's no wood. Okay, so how it presents itself in the 八字 will be as such, as long as they are side by side. Okay, you can even have up to 3 or 4. Okay, so of course, the more you have and the more negative these elements are to you, then you will have all the self-created problems coming to you. So you can also have 2 sets of self-punishment like this. Okay, and depending what is the 10 god that represent all this self-punishment, they come up with different meanings that governs the different aspect of your life. Now let's take a look at this 八字. This is Zhang Fei. So Zhang Fei actually is the swan brother of Guan Gong, you know, the god of warrior during the the Three Kingdoms period. They were serving the Liu Bei. So they are actually generals, military generals. Okay, and they are very loyal and they serve wholeheartedly to their master. So according to classic, Zhang Fei actually has this set of 八字. You can see that all these are the same pillars, 4 of them. Okay, and if you look at the earthly branches, you see they are actually all self-punishing each other. Nevertheless, this is actually a vibrant 八字. So the reading will be different. For vibrant chart, all these are positive element, favorable element. Alright? And of course, this is the Guan Gong's or Guan Yu 八字, the god of warrior. And this is again. This is a vibrant chart. So the reading of vibrant chart is very different from strong chart. I will normally cover this during my 八字semi-pro class in Singapore. Okay, if you're keen, you can attend after the COVID is over. Otherwise, if you're from Singapore, you can drop us an email and then we will keep you in the loop on our next class. So a lot of self-punishment here. All these are self-punishment. Now, number 3, we have bullying punishment. 十四之刑. Okay. And it is among these 3 earthly branches, 丑未戌, and you can also see that Wei and Shi has actually a 90-degree angle, 丑 and Shi 90-degree angle, and 丑 Wei is a 180-degree direct clash. So you can see that there's always this 90-degree hard aspect, to use a Western astrology term, okay, usually for punishment. So 丑未戌, they all belong to the same earth graveyard element. Okay. As the name suggests, bullying punishment means people come and bully you, exploit you, take you for granted, and you're often at the shorter end of the stick. We usually do not want ladies to have this because it's quite poor thing. Chances are you could be bullied by your husband. bullied by your children, bullied by your next of kin children sometimes, you know. Okay, but again, the severity depends on whether the earthly branches are favorable or unfavorable. So this is very straightforward, especially when the 3 branches are all belonging to the earth element. It's whether you like earth element or you don't like earth element. If you don't like earth element, then you're in trouble. So that depends on the strength of your day master. For instance, how are they going to be presented in your chart will be as such. In any order, it can be Xu, Chou, Wei, it can be Chou, Wei, Xu. In any order. They can also be separated by a palace. As long as you have 3 of them, in any position, you have this bullying punishment. And you can even have like overlapping punishment per se. Okay. So in this instance, the day master is actually Earth. So and you have Earth all having punishment in your chart. That means your friend is going to punish you, going to bully you, which means you do a lot for your friend, but your friend is actually taking you for granted, etc. We have the number 4, ungrateful punishment, 无恩之刑. So, what does it comprise? It actually comprises 生, 私, 淫. Okay, the monkey, the snake, and the tiger. And again, the snake and the tiger have actually this 90-degree angle. Likewise, between snake and monkey, 90-degree angle hard aspect. And Sen Ying is a 180-degree direct clash. So they usually follow the 90-degree hard aspect. Okay. Sen Ying Si are made out of different elements here. Okay, so it's not possible. I would say highly unlikely you can actually have everything either positive or negative element to you. Alright. So all 3 earthly branches here belong to the traveling horses. So it talks about stability issue. Ungrateful punishment means you put in the effort for others, you treat people well, and you receive no gratitude from them. Okay, ungrateful because you help them but they backstab you. So that's the worst case scenario. They could even betray you. It often leads to strained relationship with siblings, spouse, and even children. And of course, we do not want the ladies to have this. Ladies that have this, in Chinese we say 排名. Hokkien we say 排名 means bad life. Okay, bad life. Bad life in what sense? Bad life usually in terms of relationship with people. But I've seen charts that they still can make good money in terms of career, no issue. It's just that when it comes to interpersonal relationship with next of kin, sometimes it's not so good, and it can also lead to divorce. For men to see this and for men to see bullying punishment, usually it's not that serious. Of course, they may also feel being betrayed and bullied, but not as bad as if it is a woman that see all this thing. Okay, so they can be present in this manner in any orders at any palace, can be separated by one palace. You can have overlapping like this. Okay, more severe. Alright, so let's take a look at earthly branch punishment from external luck cycle or pillar. For instance, you can have 丑未戌 already in your chart. So whenever another 丑 or 未 or 戌 comes, it will activate the punishment. Like you already had 丑未戌. And this year, because it is 2021, Ox rules actually the yearly earthly branch. So you actually activate the punishment. The other scenario is that you actually have 2 out of the 3. It can be dog and goat. It can be also between goat and ox. Then dog year come in to fill in the blank. So this thing is called completion of punishment. So during this year, where you have 2 out of 3, the other earthly branch that comes in will so-called complete and also activate the punishment. So this is another scenario. Shi and Wei and then Chou come in to complete the punishment. So that year you will feel being shortchanged, being bullied, being exploited. And that depends also on what is the thank God for you in terms of earth element. So in this case, if earth element to you is your friend star, Rockwell star, then of course that year be prepared to be so-called bullied by friend or your colleagues at work. So for instance, in this case, this is the ungrateful punishment. So you already have 3. So either tiger, monkey or snake comes in, they will activate the punishment. If you only have 2 out of 3, then you wait for the third one to come in to complete the punishment. So last question for you. In this case, when you only have a rooster, and you know that rooster and rooster is a set of self-punishment, is there any self-punishment in this case? That means come in to activate. The answer, in my opinion, is no. To qualify as a self-punishment, you need to have both of them actually in your 八字. Then it can actually satisfy the meaning and definition. But if you only have one, and another one come in, actually it is not really self-punishment. Alright? Just like if you are born in the rooster year, and then the rooster year comes, it is at most offending the Tai Sui. And it also may not be so serious. That depends on whether the rooster is favorable or unfavorable element. Alright? So the next thing I just want to promote a bit is I have this BaZi Golden Verses video on our pillar. And if you are interested to find out which are the 3 additional BaZi pillar, which are usually not taught, or I mean some books they wrote about it, but the meaning wise, some teacher they did not actually touch on this. But if you are interested to find out your own pillar of conception palace, which is your Tai Yuan, your pillar of life palace, which is your Ming Gong, and your pillar of conception Qi, which is your Tai Si, then you may wish to enroll yourself in the fengshuisuperstar.com, which is our online academy, so as to further sharpen your BaZi knowledge. Alright? So thanks very much. You can drop us an email or visit us on our website here, or come to our Facebook to find out regular updates on Feng Shui tips. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be informed every time there's a new video being uploaded. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Have a good day.